Underground whistling, not for the faint of heart. Forget your sweet melancholic melodies, this was war. A war waged with puckered lips and vibrating tongues, battles fought in dingy basements, reeking of stale beer and shattered dreams. Our arena? The spittoon, aptly named. The air hung thick with anticipation, cigarette smoke, and, yes, the occasional airborne loogie. The crowd? A motley crew of insomniacs, degenerates, and one guy who swore he was conducting research. The stakes? Higher than you'd think. Bragging rights for one, a year's supply of chewing gum, the good stuff. And for a select few, a shot at love. Or at least something resembling it. The reigning champ, Whistlin' Willie Wilson, strutted around like he owned the place. He probably did. Willie had lungs of steel and a tongue faster than a runaway hamster. His signature move, the triple trill terror, lethal. Willie's nemesis, lyrical Larry Lipman, paced in the corner. Larry was all about finesse, a regular Mozart of the mouth. He favored classical pieces, much to the chagrin of the spittoon regulars. They preferred show tunes. Or, anything by Britney Spears. The rivalry between Willie and Larry was legendary. Think Coke versus Pepsi, Lakers versus Celtics, Cats versus... Well, you get the picture. It was bitter, it was personal, and it was about to get sticky. Literally. The first round was a blur of high notes and flying saliva. Willie went with The Flight of the Bumblebee. Predictable. Larry countered with a rousing rendition of Beethoven's Fifth. The crowd yawned. But then, things took a turn. A pink, gooey turn. See, this year, there was a new rule in the spittoon whistle-off. All contestants were required to incorporate bubblegum into their act. Why? Don't ask questions. This was the spittoon, remember? Willie, ever the showman, whipped out a wad of bright pink gum the size of a grapefruit. He chewed with the ferocity of a rabid badger, then, mid-whistle, blew a bubble. A massive, shimmering, pink monstrosity of a bubble. The crowd gasped. Larry, caught off guard, fumbled his gum. He tried to improvise, but his attempt at whistling Pop Goes the Weasel while simultaneously chewing and blowing bubbles was, well, let's just say it wasn't pretty. The crowd booed, but amidst the chaos, a new contender emerged. A contender with eyes as blue as, well, blue bubblegum, and a smile that could melt even the coldest, blackest heart. Her name? Brenda Bubblegum Betty. Love in the time of treble. A sticky-ass situation. Brenda was a whistling prodigy. She could hit notes that would shatter glass, and she had a knack for bubblegum artistry that was simply mesmerizing. She could blow bubbles in the shape of animals, celebrities, even anatomical diagrams, don't ask. Willie, captivated, forgot all about his rivalry with Larry. He was smitten. Larry, always up for a challenge, was equally enamored. The spittoon had itself a good old-fashioned love triangle with extra spit. The competition intensified. Willie tried to woo Brenda with his impressive lung capacity. Larry serenaded her with off-key love ballads. Brenda, meanwhile, just kept whistling, oblivious to the chaos she was causing. Or so it seemed. When harmonies go, haywire, sabotage, and spit takes. The tension in the spittoon was thicker than a mouthful of chewed bubblegum. Rumors of sabotage spread faster than a bad case of gingivitis. Someone had tampered with Willie's gum, replacing his usual brand with a particularly sticky, flavorless variety. Coincidence? Unlikely. Larry, meanwhile, swore he saw Brenda slip something into Willie's drink. Love potion? Laxative? Hard to say. I wasn't there a couple of hours later to see if his booty quivered. One thing was for sure. This whole competition had gone completely off the rails. The final round arrived. The air crackled with anticipation and probably static electricity from all the nervous chewing. Willie, his mouth a sticky mess, struggled to hit his notes. Larry, distracted by Brenda's every move, forgot the words to his own song. Brenda, cool as a cucumber, blew a bubble. A single, perfect, shimmering bubble. The crowd went wild. A finale flubbed love bites, bubblegum bombs, and unfinished business. But as the judges prepared to announce the winner, something unexpected happened. Actually, a lot of unexpected things happened. All at once. Willie, in a desperate attempt to impress Brenda, tried to blow the world's biggest bubble. It exploded, covering him in a sticky pink goo. Larry, overcome with jealousy, lunged at Willie, tackling him to the ground. A fight ensued. The crowd joined in. It was chaos. Brenda, meanwhile, slipped out unnoticed. She was last seen heading down a dark alley, whistling a jaunty tune, her prize money tucked safely in her pocket, and stringing bubble gum through her hair to make it pretty. The spittoon whistle-off ended not with a bang, but with a whimper, and a lot of sticky residue. Willie and Larry were last seen being dragged away by security, still arguing over Brenda. Brenda, wherever she was probably already preparing for next year's competition. That trick stayed on top of her game. One thing was for sure. The underground whistling scene would never be the same. The end? I doubt it, because everybody likes to get blown.